Hi everyone. I promised a student of ours that I'd give some feedback on a video they posted on the national squad page of their kata Empi, and there was a couple of little things in there that need refining. So I thought I'd just do a general sort of video on some of the points that came up when I was watching the kata. Kata Empi, it's an awesome kata. Just trying to straighten this up a little bit. It's an absolutely brilliant kata. It's a Shotokan based kata. Very long, very powerful, very fast. But it's very easy when we put our strength and power and speed into that kata to miss the tiny details that make a good kata look excellent. So just a couple of points. First of all, first move, very common. It's very, very common here for students to wind up and strike down, okay? It's important that we just keep those hands together. I know you can't see the bottom of my legs with the camera, but it's important that we keep these hands together and they come apart, boom, straight down. So this right hand is dropping straight from the open hand, no wind up, okay? There's a number of reasons for that. One bunkai application that I think I demonstrated at a black belt camp last year was that this could be a trap. So let's say instead of coming to here, let's say you know, someone's coming around punching or trying to grab me somewhere around here, and we trap that hand, okay? Maybe I block this way, pull down, and that fist could actually be trapping the hand there, all right? If then what I want to do there with this restraint is to step and pull. So this guy's almost like sort of here, and we're going to drop and do this. So we're going to push and pull with his hand, and he's sort of going to go down with us that way. It's one example. There's a number of examples, but that's one. So we've got this guy trapped here, and we're going to drop this way. We don't want to then lift this hand away, because as soon as if we've got him trapped, we pull one hand away, we're going to wriggle his hand out. So keep them together and break same time, okay? That's the first point. Second point would be, just got a few in my head, just trying to remember which ones I wanted to put in first. When you drop down for the groin punch here, and again, I know the camera's pretty, there you go, probably see that, okay? So when we drop down here, what I like to see, especially when I'm judging you at a tournament, I like to see leg strength. I like to see the strength in your legs as you drop down, taking hold of yourself. Similar to Karumfa, we drop and we stop and show that your legs have got control. So in the video that I'm sort of referencing here, the student very much sort of went down and straight out, down and bounced out. I prefer, if I'm your referee, if I'm judging you at a tournament, and even at a grading, I'd like to see leg strength there, here, and that stop. All right, stop. And then when you come out of it, or over here, when you come out of it, don't go up and back, okay? Go back, twist. So you're going back this way, yeah? So you're using your leg strength to stop, pull, stop, pull, okay? Rather than bouncing out of it. So if you don't bounce out of it, you'll solve both those issues in one go. That was that one? What's the other one? Yes, here, okay. The student did this. All right, now, I'm not sure on that. I'll have to double check. I certainly don't do it that way. And it certainly makes no sense from a self-defense purpose to me to go here. For me, straight up and down. In my eyes, what's happening there is you've got someone coming in this way, possibly even trying to take your leg out from underneath you, or maybe even kicking the leg, swinging. So the knee up to avoid, punches come in, over, and stop. Stop that punch, okay? Which is why we want the elbow shoulder height, because the punch is coming for our face. So it's going to hit there, centre of our forearm. If it's down here, that punch going for our face is going to hit our hand. And it's just going to come through our hand and strike. So the elbow's up there, so we catch the punch, catch that haymaker in the crook of the elbow at head high, at eye level, okay? But this thing out here, I wouldn't do it. If you've been taught it, you know, don't want to disrespect who taught you that, but you know, if I've got a punch coming this way, I don't see the point in bringing my arm over here to bring it over here, okay? Just up, boom, okay? The next part of that, this is really common, is students then go in, and now that's an exaggeration, but it's almost like big, very small. So that's wrong for a number of reasons. Firstly, if I've blocked a haymaker, his head's about here. This guy's gone this way. My arm's there, his head's here. I've blocked his haymaker, his head's about there. If I just close up like I'm clapping this way, his head's still there, all right? Now I'm not saying go out, round and reach, but you certainly want to show that you know that his head's there and to hit him there, hit him there. Block his punch, grab his head, block his punch, grab his head, block slap, block grab, block boom, this way, bang, get it there, okay? Also, the student I'm referencing did it low. But I'm hitting him in the head. And in karate, you should always assume that you are competing against someone the same size as you. That's always since I've been doing karate since I was 9 years old. That's always what we was taught, is you always aim for your own head and your own body and your own groin. So if I'm striking a guy in the temples, grabbing his head and striking him, his head is where my head would be if I was him. So it's got to be there. It's got to be at least mouth height, at least jaw height, at least smack him in the jaw or the temple. So I wouldn't go any lower than your own chin, okay? Definitely not lower than your own chin, okay? And the third thing on that point is that people often, I'll come closer, they often hit their fingers. But if I'm holding someone's head, I'm going to hold them with my palm. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. If you want to hit hard, hit your palm. Your palms are what's strong. So you hit your palm, not your fingers. If I hold someone with my fingertips and hit his head jolts over and all my fingers bend backwards and probably break. Okay? So that move there is quite a lot there. You know, shoulder height, to catch the haymaker, don't take the long way around. Grab the guy's head, don't come in close like you're trying to pray he doesn't kill you, okay? Grab his head, hit him out there, hit him head level, at least the jaw. I go for the temple, I hit temple high. But if it's a little bit lower, jaw, fair enough. You're not going to hold him in the shoulder, hit his shoulders, okay? So it's got to be head high, it's got to be out there, it's got to be centre of the palm, okay? The other point on the video, and again, I'm going to go right over there so you can see my legs, all right? Okie dokie. Hopefully you can see. This move here. Okay? Loads of people bring their feet together. Wrong. Halfway. Halfway. Okay? Alright? So hopefully you could hear that. What I'm saying is left foot forward. Is loads of people bring their feet together. What that means is now my feet are together. My right foot has to then go out to get the shoulder width for my Zenkutsu. And that moves your whole kata one shoulder width this way. So you won't finish on your start line. If all the other stances are correct, you'll finish to the side, okay? What you do is you bring your foot halfway back. So it's a little bit like, I know you can't see it, but hopefully you could see it when I was over there. It's like a loose cat stance, okay? So you bring it halfway, which means this back leg can go straight out and turn in your Zenkutsu, and I'm still on the same line, okay? So it's always halfway, it's never a full step back, never feet together. From a kata perspective, I already explained why, to finish on your start line. For a self-defense perspective, I'm blocking this guy and pulling him in. Let's say I'm blocking, grabbing his arm, and bang, popping his elbow, pulling him in this way. So this guy is punched, I've grabbed, I'm pushing down, and popping up this way, okay? So he's being pulled towards me like that, yeah? I've blocked, even though the block is vertical, imagine a cock UK, over the top, bang! So that move there, pop, boom, bang, smash his elbow, boom, this way. As I step back, feet together, this guy who's just had his elbow popped out and is now really angry, is going to yank his arm back, and my feet together stance is not going to hold me, it's not going to be stable. So back halfway, as I'm wrestling with this guy, I've popped his elbow, and this is only one bunkai. If he fights me, I've got a good stance. For me to then step in a straight line, now not out to the side, straight line, and push down. So that there is you pushing and rolling the guy over on his elbow, push this way. Okay, so halfway. And then the last thing to mention, which is what a lot of people do, is they move and then they change the hands. Move, then they change the hands. Hands and feet work together. Hands and feet are a team, okay? So similar to Journaling UK, okay? Students step and then block. No. All right, students step, then block. No. Okay, students step, then block. No. All right, same for Shooto, okay? All right, you prepare the minute your back foot leaves the ground, your arms need to be moving. Shooto is one of the best ones to demonstrate this. As soon as I move, okay? And that's the same here, all right? As soon as I move. Now, you've got to turn before you press. So what I'm doing as I step forward, I'm turning. So when I get to about halfway, hands are turned, and then finish the stance, okay? Don't step and then turn. Don't make them two things. All right? So from here, turn, press. Okay, all right? Some people ask the question, do the hands finish when the stance finishes? Or do the hands finish after the stance finishes? The answer is the hands and feet always finish together, but it looks like the hands finish after the feet, all right? And all it is when my foot hits the floor, I'm kind of in my stance, like my feet are in the right place. My front knee is almost as bent as it needs to be. My back leg is almost as straight as it needs to be. And my block is almost finished. All right? See, some people see that and think, okay, the stance has landed, the block is completing after the stance. But the truth is, I'm only in 80, 85, at the most 90% of my stance. So when I say stance and block finishes at the same time, it's because my stance isn't finished. Even though I'm on the floor and it looks like a reasonable Zenkutsu dachi, it's not a full Zenkutsu dachi with everything engaged, okay? So it's always hands and feet at the same time, but it looks like the feet land, the stance lands, which it does land, but it doesn't set. That's probably the best way of explaining it. The stance lands before the block's finished, but it doesn't set. It's the setting of the block and the finishing, like Karumpha, you know, finishing. See, I'm in my stance now. I'm in Sanshin dachi, that here. I'm in Sanshin dachi, but I'm not in a set, strong, you know, strong Sanshin dachi. Okay, so sometimes our eyes can play tricks on us. where it looks like we're in a stance, we've set the stance, and then the block comes after, when the truth is we've simply landed the feet. We've got 2 feet on the ground. We've got to tighten the stance up before we finish the block, okay? But the most important thing from the video that I'm talking about is that the student moved and did nothing with his hands and then changed his hands. And that's a no-no, okay? All right, so some top tips there for you. Hopefully it will help with your Empi, and it will help with you teaching Empi. And if there's any questions, comment below, and I'll answer them best I can. Okay, thank you very much.